Okay, hello, welcome back. So this time I've decided that I'm going to do a relatively special video. Of course I'm still in dreams at the moment, but instead of doing a gameplay video, I'm going to be discussing all of the games that were revealed yesterday in the exciting live stream, and also just the PS5 general and what we've now know about it and the new things that we've seen. So definitely extremely exciting times. I was very happy to see, for example, that there was a wireless headset now being introduced. It was very cool to see, for example, all the other features of the console. It was quite cool that there's a non-disc version available for the console. I was interested to see that it has a charging port, so a wireless charging port. I'm happy to see that Sony's embracing a lot of new technologies, and we already did know quite a lot about the console, but obviously now we know even more. We've seen what it looks like, we've seen its physical appearance, and I'd say that I am quite a big fan of it. I think it looks quite sleek, and I honestly prefer its design to that of the Xbox One X. And obviously now, yesterday we saw many games that are going to be featuring on the console, including many exclusives from many big companies, and I wanted to talk about the games that I'm most looking forward to. So firstly, because this was one of the first games that was revealed, is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Obviously the original Spider-Man got very high reviews on the PS4. It was a very fun game, and it was great to be able to swing through a big rendered Manhattan on the PS4, but it will be exciting to see what possibilities the PS5 can open up in terms of Spider-Man, given that the SSD is going to allow for much larger worlds and more seamless loading. I think that will benefit the game a lot. We saw in one of the demos quite a bit earlier on that the PS5 could load the same level that the PS4 Pro could, but like 1 second compared to about 18 seconds. And I think it's going to be even more impressive when we combine that with amazing resolution and really solid frame rates, like at least 60 FPS. It's what we can expect in next generation. So that I'm excited. I think Miles Morales, it's going to be interesting to see him as the main character. Definitely looking forward to that one. Now another one that I particularly had my eye on was, and I was expecting this to be announced as well, is Gran Turismo 7. So obviously I'm quite a big fan of the Gran Turismo series. You might know I've done a couple of videos on Gran Turismo Sport, and obviously I was quite thrilled to see that Gran Turismo 7 has now been officially announced. I think the director of Gran Turismo had recently mentioned that a lot of improvements in terms of frame rate especially are going to be quite game changing when it comes to real driving simulators, and I think especially the improved controller is going to benefit Gran Turismo 7. I think that the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers are going to be pretty cool features when driving and going on different surfaces like dirt and snow, for example. And obviously the graphics look fantastic, and it's going to have all the newest cars. And also they kind of showed us like the menu, and it looked like they kind of like brought back the simulation mode menu from earlier Gran Turismo games, so that was very exciting. It looks like it might have a campaign in it as well, and not just be online focused like GT Sport was. So it looks like a full entry, a full game that they're making here. That's definitely something to look forward to. Another game that I was excited about is Hitman 3. The original Hitman especially was a game I very much enjoyed. By IO Interactive, a very good sandbox game. You could do whatever you want in that sandbox. So many inventive ways to take out your targets. I love having the freedom to do that and all the different possibilities and achievements in the game. And its new setting in Dubai seemed very exciting. It seems like there could be a lot of possibilities, and it'll be interesting to see what new mechanics and what new features they can integrate into Hitman for PS5. I've been following Hitman for quite a while, and it was actually one of the first games I played, one of the earlier games I played when I first got my PS4. I got it original only a few months after I first received my PlayStation 4. So yeah, I'm very excited again to see what IO Interactive are going to do with Hitman. Another game that's worth talking about for me is Ratchet and Clank. Again, Ratchet and Clank is a very fun platformer. It has good shooting mechanics, and I like the feature of having rifts and being able to seamlessly teleport through different rifts. I thought that seemed very exciting, and it looked like they were able to integrate the advantages of SSD and loading times quite well into the game, and I must say that everything just flowed so nicely, and the ray tracing was really quite noticeable in the demo to me. I love how impressive the shadows were and the lighting. Okay, so now there's two more main games that I especially want to mention. So a game that isn't part of an existing franchise that I really like the look of was a game called Deathloop. It seemed a very, very intriguing concept, and it really did catch my eye. So you're playing as this assassin stuck in a time loop, and it's necessary to try to defeat the targets, gain intel, and try to escape this endless loop where you keep dying but you keep going back in time. It reminds me a bit of Groundhog Day, and the gameplay and the fast-paced mechanics and all of that seems very impressive, and really I do look forward to possibly seeing more of that game. It did seem very interesting, impressive concept. And now lastly, a very big game which I'm definitely looking forward to as well, saving to last, is Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So obviously I played the original Horizon Zero Dawn when it first came out, and I was very impressed with it on PS4. A huge world. I think the story was very captivating. The robotic dinosaurs, having to try to be able to ride them, invading lots of camps, and honestly the environments that were showed in the new trailer seems even more breathtaking and impressive, and it looks like the world's going to be even larger, so it's going to be extremely interesting to see what Aloy's story is going to evolve this time around, and all of the venues that we're being brought to. I think again it's going to take good advantage of the PS5's capabilities with rendering larger worlds, for example, and making it even more immersive. So again, I think that's going to be a game that's going to set standards for next gen, and definitely looking forward to that one when it is released. So yeah, as you can see, the future for PS5 and its games seems pretty exciting. Obviously we just have to hope that the price isn't too much, that the consumers are able to afford it and switch at least fairly quickly, so that the console gets some early support. But I think that the next few months is going to be very exciting as we learn even more about the console, and if you enjoyed this video, I'd be happy to update you with more news on the PS5 and my thoughts and opinions as more info is released. So yeah, so that'll be it for this video. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed.